Hello, welcome back to the channel, fam. Your bro Jadiro here, and today we're running it back with the Spiritborn with WUMBA Thorns as the build. I think we finally got to a place where I kind of like it, where I'm okay with it. I mean, granted, it needs some buffs, but I think we'll get there along the way. But thoroughly going to enjoy playing today. We're going to go over some patch notes as well with regards to Season 15 and the PTR that's coming up. We'll go over it. I read over it kind of today already, but we'll get more in depth into it as we go on. But yeah, we got some gameplay today, so if you guys need help with anything, I'm confident this build can we know we got places to go. There's maybe some minor tweaks that we might do here and there to make the build more strong and do more damage. Things like getting our tempers right and such. But yeah, just going to run back on Spiritborn for Season 14. We got Season 15 around the corner. It looks like the PTR will be open. I believe it is August 4th to August 11th. So we'll be definitely doing some testing because I think Spiritborn needs some much needed love. It's been too long, and I just hope to see it that it gets better, and it does better. I'm just looking at everything's super crispy on my webcam. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Maybe we got to switch the encoding settings. I hope it looks pretty. It looks pretty good though. Nonetheless, sorry guys, just looking at how the quality looks. It looks okay. I'm not sure what's going on though. Let's go to my OBS setting. Everything looks like way more crispy. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Oh yeah, let's get this party started here. I'm just going to bring all the chats into one location so we are not confused. And I'll get this live stream going here. We want this one, right? Yeah, perfect. But yeah, it looks okay. It just looks like extra crispy. I don't know. I'll figure it out. OBS just had an update, so maybe we gotta like change the bit rate or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into it here. We're gonna go. I think we're kind of happy here. I wasn't sure about this. This is one that we might change back to conceded, but actually this came in handy. It just helps us do better damage overall. So shout outs. There's someone in the live stream last time that helped us come to that conclusion. So really what we're benefiting from on the WUMBA set here, not necessarily the Thorns. The Thorns is doing enough damage, but really benefiting from the damage multiplier along with the Heshi Kasungi gloves. That's really helping the build do what it wants to do. Surprisingly though, I think that somehow Thorns is contributing to the damage that we do. So yeah, it is what it is, but we'll go over the patch notes in just a little bit. We'll wait for everyone to come in, and then we'll like acclimate the live stream, and then we can go over the patch notes as well. But yeah, enjoying the build for what it's worth. I think I'm happy with where we got Thorns, which is good. I think Thorns could definitely use a much needed buff, but yeah, so far so good. It looks okay. Looks like I need to change the bit rate or something. It looks okay. It just looks like extra crispy, eh? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. It doesn't look horrible. Something looks different. Like the webcam looks crispy. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I can't tell, but it looks pretty good. Anyways, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, let's do this. So we're happy to hear. I'm just actually testing to see if if this is actually doing any work. What we need to do is like hella Infernal Hordes tonight. So I think I might focus on doing that just to get our. We need some scrolls, and we could definitely use it in the war plans. But yeah. Yeah, so we're in a happy spot with the damage that Thorns is doing here. I think we just scale into crit and we call it a day. We also remove Scourge from the build. I know it's increasing our Thorns, but I feel like Thorns isn't necessarily dealing more damage the more you stack your base Thorns. Like, I think you just need base. I think you just need base thorns. What really needs the damage increase is what's dealing the thorns, if that makes sense. It's not the thorn stacking itself that deals more damage, it's what's dealing the thorns damage when stacking damage into that. So for instance, WUMBA is doing a lot of damage, right? So we stack damage into gorilla damage because our multipliers are our biggest multipliers are to crit and gorillas. So that's kind of what we scale into here. So I'm pretty sure do we have spirit on this? We should. Yeah, we do. Okay, good. We still have spirit here. And then we're trying to get our block to 100%. We might drop that. I don't know how that's gonna work. I feel like we could have better. We could have better a better aspect on our boots here, but yeah. Yeah, we'll go over the patch notes in just a bit, guys. We're just gonna yom. Looks like we got some patch notes. And we'll go over that in just a bit. We're just gonna wait for the live stream to acclimate a bit, and then we'll get into it. That's the treasure room. Okay. Let's just see what's going on. Oh, there we go. We're trying to get through these as fast as possible. Yeah, really. We really figured out how to do more single target damage, that is for sure. Okay. On to the next. I think Yol Tizik is really good, is a good idea too here. Yeah, but we'll go over the patch notes in just a minute. Alright, see what we got for Annie here. Talisman, Haradric cube materials, greater runes. Ancestral legendaries. I kind of feel like yeah, like Masterworking. Where's the Masterworking? When do we have it? We don't. Okay, so let's just throw in Talisman stuff. Yeah. Let's run it back. Yeah, I think we're in a good place with Thorns. I think it would be nice to see where we get with this. We're getting like once that Thorns procs, it like one shots everything. Once that Thorns pulse procs, it's GG. It just consumes everything. I'd be really interested to put the normal damage numbers on to see what's up. I'm positive it's that Thorns Pulse that's doing that. See that? Everything just disappears off screen. Yo, what's up? NOA, I don't know what that means. Ultra, what's up, man? Good to see you. You mean like Noah? Like Noah in the Ark? Yeah. And maybe I'll write the guide and publish it. I won't oh shoot, running out of time. Maybe I'll write the guide and publish it. Maybe I won't do a video on it. Cool. I'm actually really interested just to see it pulse. And we don't. Yep. Wow. All right, we gotta make a couple runs. That's actually pretty good. Like, probably the best way to get talismans, I guess. That'd probably be the best way to get talismans if we're just talking about how to, like, you know, just get raw talismans there. I think that'd be the best way. Sell our seals. We get any 6 slots? Nah. Okay. What's this? Band of First Breath? Centipede? Maybe. Probably not bad. Charm. Really gotta start organizing. I mean, it looks like the season's almost done. Right? I don't think we should be too worried about it. Shit, there you go. That's like a full deck right there. Ooh, Eagle skills. Oh, we got better. Okay, cool. Everything else we can get rid of. Salvage. Salvage charms. Let's go back. We got a lot of salvaging to do here. Whoa. But yeah, this Thorns build, if you guys want the planner, I could put out the planner for you. I just don't know if I should do a video too. I don't know if it's too late in the season. Sorry if it's too late in the season. 5 charm? No. No. Jaguar. I think we're happy. Ooh, Balazans. Yeah, how are we rocking with Balazans? If you go Gorilla, I guess that's the moat, right? Oh, we got some. I mean, this isn't horrible. 2 to Jaguar, 3 to Jaguar is pretty crazy. And it gives us a lot for. We're gonna have to come to a conclusion eventually. Depends on what we're building, I guess. I mean, the Balazan set, all we really care about is probably Ego. Let's go get our. Oh wow. I'm just gonna do this just to see if we get some Scrolls of Restoration. I don't think we will, but it would be really nice. Yeah, we don't need stuff. Let's teleport. Charms, good. Yeah. Yo, what's going on? Mafuz Amin. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. What I need is scrolls. Once we're done this, we're just gonna do mad Infernal Hordes. We're gonna try and farm Infernal Hordes a bit. Really low on Scrolls of Restoration. Really. We're just trying to push through the dungeon. We're not really worried too much about the experience or anything else. We're just trying to get through to the end here. You know, with Subo though, it might not actually be bad to go into crit now. Pit, we can do a pit 115. I can show you guys that we can run it back. I think this is the only thing I'm trying to rule out here is this. because your poisoning effects really benefit you. Eyes are burning tonight. Where's our elites, dude? They're hiding. Excuse me. Oh no. Ooh, we almost got cooked there. That's a tough cookie. Probably because we weren't hitting him at all. We're just hitting everything else. That's okay. It was big progression though. Ooh, fire. Let me put fire damage. Wow, all of our glyphs are at 100. Crazy, we did it. We actually hit that milestone. That's nuts. All right, we still have a Leoric boss, and then we'll go into the patch notes, guys. I want to go over the patch notes so I can chapter it later. Not gonna make a video over patch notes that are hypothetical. All right, let's do this. I don't think it's doing much. I don't think it's doing much of what we want it to do, the tormentors aspect. I think there's better ways to utilize like a damage multiplier or something like that. Beast and Ice. So I haven't fought this guy in a while. Oh. Oh. Almost got him in the stun phase. Might have one phased him almost. Actually, I'm sorry. I just had a good idea. Woo. It might make it more deterministic what's actually doing the damage too. Just gotta break the shield one more time. We got this. There we go. Boom. I am interested. Oh, that is where I'm going. Okay. Oh, goody. It is. Oof. It's pretty good. Oh, we got pretty decent temerity, but we're not really leading with temerity right now. Charms. Okay. Let's talk to Tyrael. A lot of yellow blue stuff. I don't know why. I think we have this Balzan set stuck in there. I was like, which? Like these are all good. This is. Better. Okay. I really want to run it back in Infernal Hordes, so I only have one on this map. But if something like comes up that catches my eye, I'll go as well. Escalation, Nightmare Dungeon, Sigil. Infernal Hordes, you can do 2 of them here. Oh, there we go. Dang, so what do we want? Do we want gold and obols? We want gold and obols, or do we want runes? I'm pretty sure we got all the runes we need. So we'll go boop, 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 boop. Oop. I think we could swap this for now. I'd rather have something like Lapras. Lapras or Laparas, what's called? Lapas. Yeah, I'd rather have something like this on. Although I do appreciate the damage over time, or allows thorns to deal damage over time. Just a matter of that white. That white ring around us. I'm still trying to figure out what that is. I'm pretty sure that's the WUMBA charm. Actually, pretty decent weapon we got there, but full damage. That's pretty decent. Just slap crit on there, and you got like a all-arounder. Yeah, we don't have too many GA items, like outside of the tempers, right? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really think this did anything. What could we add? Like, let's see, what else do we got in the vulnerable category? Just Volpines? I didn't think so. Bind 35. Force skills, yeah, we were. Movement speed. Oops. Yeah, that'd be cool if it actually worked. An 80 times multiplier. You can see this is the way to go. Oh, maybe that Tormentors was doing us something actually. We just never really like noticed it. It wasn't really realized till now. Completed. Still got Nightmare Dungeons to go. Why is Undercity locked? Weird flex. Oh, no way. That was the Helltide? Oh, get out of here. Oh, that's so cheese, dude. Oh, that's so garbage. That's so garbage. We lose all that cinder. Oh, guy, get out of here, bro. Oh, it's so garbage. Oh, well, here's what it is. It's our fault for not paying attention. I really wish there was a way to get more block chance. I don't think there is. I think we're all blocked up. One of these give us block chance. Yeah, this board entirely just feels horrible. Okay, while we wait for the health tides, let's go over the patch notes. Here we go. Okay. So here we are for the patch notes. Public test round. We got Soul Splinters. Here we go. Soul Splinters. New power burns in the sanctuary for you to strike down the legions of the burning hells. How do we zoom in? We can't really zoom in here. Do we? 1 second, guys. Here, read it. Splinter of Lies. Cold resistance, you gain 60% gold drop rate, crafting material drop rate, and 25%. Okay, cool. And your review. Okay, cool. So it's one of those, like, you get something, but you lose something. What is it called? Kiss, curse, curse, kiss? Kissing curses, that's what we're getting here. Kiss, curse. Kissing a curse. So increases your damage by 4, but increases all damage taken. Okay, that could be interesting. You're unhindered. Touching these makes them vulnerable for 10 seconds. After 150 enemies, you are stunned for 4 seconds. Interesting. Unlike unique sockables, which provide power with a bite. Choose wisely how you integrate those into your build. Available in 5 different rarities: common, magic, rare, legendary, and unique. These can also be upgraded at the Roger Cube. These socketables provide elemental and physical resistances and can be slotted into your jewelry. Okay, cool. So that we're obviously gonna play with them because it's probably gonna give us way more than anything else, and then we upgrade them and we get like hella resistance, right? Soul Splinters. Note the values provided will scale between the different item quality tiers. Okay, gotcha. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3. What the heck? 150, 175. What the heck? I don't know what that means. It's not like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Critical strike chance and attack speed, but your primary resource cost is all right, cool. So this will probably be pretty fun for Spiritborn here, is that we'll get increased critical strike chance, so we don't have to like go into, we can like, maybe we don't have to put like a strong, like something like Reaper's aspect or a rebounding aspect. We don't have to necessarily put that on our amulet or a weapon anymore. We can kind of maybe just put it on our ring here and get a full 100% crit chance and attack speed, which is really good. I think this would be cool for Russian Claw for sure. Splinter of Sin, we get lightning resistance. You gain 40% maximum health, but your maximum primary resource is reduced by 30%. So that might be good for Barbarian, but overall, just good in general. Right? For max health for Spiritborn right now is kind of like our damage reduction, right? So Splinter of Lies. Cold resistance, you gain up to 100% gold rate drop rate. All right, cool. So we'll probably just throw this on anytime we're farming escalation, nightmare dungeon sigils, or anything of that nature. Splinter of Anguish looks like an auto include in the Kapaleke build. Let's check it out. Of Anguish. Yeah, that's true. Your primary resource cost. So, but would increasing the cost of our resource, wouldn't it be better to reduce the cost of our resource? Well, I guess what we could do is we can temper on resource cost reduction onto our gear, like our rings and our amulet, right? And then we can kind of balance it out. But yeah, Anguish looks pretty strong. But I don't know. But Anguish looks good. But you get 100%. You get crit chance with Rada Kepaleke. As long as you're refilling your resource fast enough, you're guaranteed to crit with Rada Kepaleke. So the crit chance might not come necessarily in hand. Maybe if that was crit damage, the attack speed will be really nice though. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'd have to try it out. But I think Kepaleke kind of does a lot of this already. The crit chance especially. I think this is just going to help people fix crit chance. I mean, like if you can build into 100% crit chance, and then you get your crit damage multipliers, and then you temper on your crit damage, for most builds, you're going to be cooking, especially with like an eagle build, say, or a jaguar build like Rake or Quill Volley. You'll be smoking it. So yeah, it might be pretty good with Rada Kepaleke here. I like this one. I think this is going to be a take when you're just farming. This is obviously Splinter of Lies is obviously the farming one. I think max health is good too, though. Max health is good. It has no downside since there's no core. Yeah, that's true. It's just a crit chance we don't really need because with Rada Kepaleke, if I'm not correct, we crit automatically every time that our your core skills now additionally your basic skills. When cast at maximum resource, your core skills consume all vigor to cast at their largest size and become guaranteed critical strikes. Yeah. So the crit chance might not, maybe that might, if that was crit damage, maybe that'd be better, but I think that'd be too OP, right? Yeah, if that was crit damage. Crit chance is not bad too, though, for like any time that we're not critting all the time. But the idea is you want to be critting all the time because with the Ring of Midnight Sun, your resources is recapping, right? Let's go down to Splinter of the Blackstone. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Let's close this shit. What are we looking at here? Okay, we got seeing gold and stuff. Are these like new enemies, or these are probably the new enemies that we're getting? Like the enemy type, they look like bandits. I'm not sure, maybe not. I think these are already in the game. I'm not 100% sure. Splinter of the Black Soulstone. Killing enemies absorbs a soul. Okay, this is the one we saw, yeah. So you're getting all stats all the way up to 50. Meh. Honestly, yo, Blizz, just put 100 on this. Like, make it 70, 200. You know what you should do? You should make it 70, 200, or maybe you could even half it, maybe. Make it like 50, 100, 150, 250 all stats. You should just buff this, man. Just buff this. Damage by 5 times. So this could get kind of powerful. We'd have to see how long do we get the buff for 15 seconds. Okay. So we have a 15-second buff that's infinite pretty much. There's no cap. We'll have to see if there's a cap on it, but this could be really strong too, right? Because there might be no cap on this multiplier. This effect stacks but does not refresh. Okay, so you have a rolling damage multiplier 15 seconds, so you can cap it. It can get exponentially huge, but then after 15 seconds it resets. It stacks, but it does not refresh. So it starts over again. Kind of like Drive. It's kind of like Drive with Spiritborn. You know, we get the 20 times cap, but it doesn't refresh. So maybe. Splinter of Pain, poison resistance. You gain up to 40% damage reduction. Okay, but you lose 30% movement speed. Okay, I have a funny feeling Splinter of Pain will be more like a starter. Or like, I mean, for Spiritborn, damage reduction is all we need, but like movement speed is also something we need. So that's kind of something we don't want to lose. Movement speed's kind of like inherent to the Spiritborn, right? Splinter of the Mother, 4,000 physical resistance. You are unhindered. Touching enemies makes them vulnerable. Okay, that's pretty cool. I find this is pretty cool. There's like a lot of ways to apply vulnerable, especially with Spiritborn. I think this is pretty cool. You're unhindered. After touching 250 enemies, you're stunned for 4 seconds. So if there's a way to make yourself unstoppable all the time, you can kind of avoid this. And what you're really getting is you're unhindered. and you're getting a vulnerable. I don't know. Maybe not that great. Maybe it might be good for like rogues or something. I don't know if that'd be great for us. Splinter of Hellfire. Oh, here we go. 625 resistance. That's kind of low. Considering everything else is giving us like 4,000, 5,000, they should give us way more all resistance here. You deal 100 per time. Okay, so here we go. You deal 100 times increased damage, but you lose 100% critical strike chance. So this might be really good. This might be really good for Roddick Epileke. This might be really good for Roddick Epileke here. You're getting 100 times damage increase, but you're losing 100% critical strike chance. We don't care. We don't care about 100% critical strike chance. We're getting it all the time. So yeah, this might be really good for Roddick Epileke. Splinter of Damnation. Killing an enemy elite pack increases monster power. Increases monster power by 1 for 25 seconds. Okay. Infinitely. So I guess you could kind of have this on as like a testament to see how strong your build is. You could just keep stacking and stacking it. Like it doesn't look like there's any fall off here. Okay, cool. Challenge dungeons. Dungeons are a new mechanic that have appeared across Sanctuary. Note that the encounters you experience here are built specifically to test the underlying system, and the final season 15 experience will feature different content. So this is some sort of new endgame content at the beginning. Challenge dungeons, which is awesome. If it's an endgame feature, man, I'm all for it. That's all we need right now in Diablo 4. We need way more endgame content, way more things to look forward to when we're in the endgame than the pit and repeating war plans. In Torment, okay, challenge dungeons can be entered through portals that open in the Overland. Okay, whatever the Overland is, that's probably like something. I'm gonna take a wild guess. It's probably not Hell Tides. It's probably similar to what was that one where we had like green Hell Tides? What was that? We had like green Hell Tides, and it opened up pretty much that. What's that one where you went to that part of the? I forgot which one was it. The Vampire Powers. I'm not sure. But yeah, okay. So Overland sounds like a new thingy. Sounds like a new thing they're adding. In Torment difficulties, you'll be able to choose how difficult you want the fight to be, up to 3 Torment tiers above your current difficulty. Crank up the intensity for even greater rewards. So essentially we're getting Torment 15. Cool. Because we get 12, if we can go up 3 ranks, we're at Torment 15. Nice. Might be interesting to try out and test our build's power, right? Overland Ambush. A demon in the bush is worth 3 in hell. Okay, I got you. Look out in Overland, you'll get snatched up. While roaming on rare occasions, a demon will begin hunting you. You'll be warned you're about to become prey and have 30 seconds to flee or fight. So we're obviously going to fight. The encounter will test the mettle of Sanctuary's strongest warriors. This is a difficult encounter. Do we get a picture of it here? Probably not. No, it's just elites around the challenge shrine. I'm not sure. New legacy uniques. Okay, 9 legacy uniques have been uncovered from Sanctuary's distant past. These are drawn from the original Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and will be instantly recognizable to veteran players. Okay, so Diablo 3, I love Diablo 3. I was a monk main. I love monk. If they bring out the monk, I'll say it every stream if I have to. If they bring out the monk, I will be a monk main, guys. I'll be the monk guy. If you're looking for monk builds, guides, whatever it is, I'll be that guy. Bring out the monk. Blizzard, if you hear me or you watch this live stream, just drop the monk. I don't care if it's weak or not weak, if it's buffed or not buffed. Just bring it out. It's the class I want to play. The list below shows the slot used in Diablo 4, as well as the previous games where they were originally found. Leoric's Crown. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's from Diablo 3. Nemesis Bracers. I'm not sure. I know Stone of Jordan is. I think it was in Diablo 3. I think it's Diablo 2 or 1. This is really strong. Squirt's blouse. That's hilarious. Squirt's necklace is incorporated into a chest piece. Oh, okay. Multiple classes. Auroric's Needle, Two-Handed Poem, Barbarian's Druid, and Spiritborn. Interested. Henry's Prequisition, Offhand Focus, Sorcerer, Necromancer, Warlock. Cool. Endgame. One-Hand Sword, Barb. Yeah, obviously. The Furnace. I remember that one. Measurements Reaver. Barbarian. Okay, cool. Coming in season 15, not testable on the PTR. Okay, so these are not going to be testable. Cool. Legacy uniques are typically uniques in terms of power and utility. Unique fixes remain reminiscent of their original power, but may be adjusted to fit in with the current itemization. For example, Leoric's crown is similar, but not exact between versions. Okay. This item counts as jewelry, sure, and increases the effect of any gem socketed into the helm. Okay, yeah, cool. So this is Leoric's. You only get one legacy when. Oh, that sucks. Really? We only get one legacy unique. That's lame. It sucks. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Season 15, season of player fatigue. I saw that running around somewhere. Leoric's crown was pretty cool. So how you use Leoric's crown was when you were making an alt. The idea is what you do. So in Diablo 3 with Leoric's crown, what you do is you would equip it and you'd put rubies in your helmet. I believe it was rubies. And rubies gave you increased experience across the board. So what you do in all your alts when making a new character, you'd put Leoric's crown on and you'd slap the biggest rubies you could into the helmet. And that way you'd be able to level up your character really fast. So this is very similar to what Leoric's crown used to do. Henry's Prequisition looks really sick. Imagine this now on Diablo. Imagine this on a Spiritborn. And then we have Protein Heart with this on Spiritborn. This would be insane. The only downside to this is a focus. So we will not be able to equip this unless they're doing something cool, like giving Spiritborn another focus. Spiritborn, yo, Zed, what's up, man? Spiritborn is one of the only classes. Spiritborn is one of the only classes that only has one two-handed weapon to put an aspect on. One thing I always wanted to see was Spiritborn. Just going over the patch notes right now, and then we're going to go back to the game. One thing I'd like to see with +2 Thorns is interesting as well. What I'd like to see with Spiritborn is either give Spiritborn two-handed weapon, or give one-handed fist weapons, which I think would be really sick, or somehow allow us to enchant another aspect on our two-handed weapon, because there's two slots. Maybe allow us to have the benefit of two-handed weapons. So if we have like a legendary weapon on, we can enchant two aspects on. I think giving you a visual will be better. So for instance, like I can enchant an aspect here and an aspect here. Like this is really just wasted space. Like in the case of where we're using like something like Sepizontek, maybe we can socket 4 things in, allow us to like think of it like two ends of one weapon, right? So the top end and the bottom end of a quarterstaff. I would really like to see this utilized better, or give us something to equip. Give us another aspect to equip, however you want to balance it. But I think it'd be really cool if we can get another legendary aspect, being able to imprint it on our two-handed weapon. Make it a Spiritborn feature only, it would be pretty cool. But yeah, or allow us to, utilize this wasted space that we have here that no one can use. Where are we at? The patch notes here. Henry's Prequisition. Yeah, this would be really cool if we could use it on Spiritborn. With Protein Heart would be insane. Nemesis Bracer, this is also another sick thing that we used to do. So I think it was for like Nightmare Dungeon pushing, Greater Rift, and the Greater Rift and such. What you'd do is you'd have this so it would spawn elite packs at the shrine, so you could push the rifts faster for like leaderboard purposes. So that's where Nemesis Bracers kind of came into play. Mythic changes. Here we go. We heard your feedback and we're making further improvements to Mythic Uniques and iconic Mythics. Changes will make the system simpler, offering more crafting choices and giving you far more control over that one major piece you'll need to carry your build into the highest levels. Thank you all for continuing to provide your feedback to us on these changes, helping us refine and improve the Mythic system. Keep sharing your thoughts on this system as we continue to change and mold the system. Sorry guys, the font's really small, so I have it set to 2K. So like I'm pretty sure it looks pretty small for you guys, but it's even smaller for me. So I'm just like, whoa, when I'm reading. Anyways, so that's cool. I like that they like the feedback. The thing I'd recommend for Blizzard here at this point, what I think what majority of the player base doesn't want is we don't want we don't want these changes being implemented a month later or 3 weeks later. Like, as soon as we provide feedback from the PTR, like, I highly suggest just trusting the community on this one. We've been playing this game for over 3 years now, and especially if everyone that plays this game, I'm telling you, wants to see it do good. Even the people that might not think the game is great and all that stuff, but there's people that still come back to play the game, even though they might not think it's good, right? So what I'm trying to say is the community want to see the game do good. So, lean into trusting the community when we give feedback. And if there's feedback on something that's like, hey, it's day 3 right now, there's a resounding noise that's saying, these new splinters that you're bringing in, they're just not strong enough. They're just not worth it to equip. We're not feeling the difference. It's not giving us that feast or famine or that kiss or curse vibe. It's not giving it. You need to update. Like, we need the update like the next day. I understand that like Tuesdays is like the patch notes and when we get patches released, but as a live service game, I would highly recommend just we need to be on the pulse of the player base is on the pulse of the game, and I believe it'd be in everyone's benefit if they were or you were more on the pulse of the player base, right? So like when we say things that maybe we get a quicker response. And I understand this is a game, there's code and all that stuff you got put in and all the things I don't understand. I get it, but having quicker responses and faster updates, I think would really benefit the game and benefit the rapport and the trust you have with the community in return. So like, you trust the community with the feedback, and the community, I'm telling you, will in turn trust you. Everybody that plays Diablo 4 just wants to have fun. They want the game to do good. So yeah, I just lean into it. And of course, as a developer, use your discretion. As the owners of Diablo 4, use your discretion. But use your own logic to put towards the game what you think is best. But the community's got some really good ideas. If you actually go and like read some of the comments and actually listen to the feedback, there's some really good feedback and stuff like that. I think that goes missed. I mean, you can't make everyone happy, but we could try here, right? So, while the methods to create uniques remain the same, the outcomes are far more deterministic. Mythic uniques can be crafted in 2 ways. Haradric cube, upgrade direct into mythic. Awesome. Jeweler, rune crafting mythic uniques. The upgrade direct items mythic recipe in the Haradric cube will be more expensive than the recipes through the blacksmith or jeweler, but it will also be a total 1-to-1 transfer. Okay, cool. As the name implies, this is a direct transfer to a mythic state. The random factors are gone. Put in a Tybalt's Will with ideal affixes and dialed in tempering and masterworking, and you'll get a mythicized version of that Tybalt's Will with all the affixes and modifications retained. Cool, great. The only restriction is that you cannot use this recipe on an unmodifiable item. So be aware of transfiguring your precious mythic unique candidate. Okay, so hold off on transfiguration. We've learned this from sanctification. Just hold off. Hold off unless you're absolutely sure and you want to take the gamble, right? In other words, you probably won't be transfiguring anything if that's what you want to do. The Jeweler Rune crafting recipe creates mythic uniques usable by your class with the recipe combining resplendent sparks and runes. You'll be able to craft the mythic uniques by choosing a slot, one-handed weapon, ring, etc., which will return a random classic mythic unique. Okay. I don't like that. I think you should be able to target. Craft whatever you want, man. People don't have hours and hours and hours to sit and play this game every day, A large majority of the player base, I mean, I'll speak for myself here. I don't. And I live stream and I create content for this. I don't have, I have more time probably than the average player for sure. But like, I think you should be able to target, craft what you want. I don't think I like random. I like RNG, but that happens in the game already. Random things are already dropping throughout the game. We're already getting the random element of items dropping and such like that. I'm all for RNG and Gamba. I get it. Maybe you can kind of opt in and out of how you want to. You can opt in and out of how you want to Gamba the system, I guess. I think you should be able to target farm and target craft things of your choosing. Mythic uniques created using the powerful Haradric cube upgrade direct recipe will have a crafted tag. You'll be able to equip only one crafted tag item, but only what? You'll be able to equip only one crafted tag item, but only mythic uniques crafted using this recipe will have this tag. Oh, so you can only have one crafted mythic unique. See, I'm all for the I'm all for the. I get it. I know you. I know you want us to make like deterministic choices as players, but man, I guess you just don't want everyone rocking purples. I guess that's it. So what I would do is just maybe like, I know it's like the primals from Diablo 3, but maybe have like uniques. Maybe you can make uniques. Maybe have a tag like crafted uniques, right? And crafted uniques, the benefit to crafting your unique, it's almost like a sanctification. What it does, maybe it gives us the max roll on the passive that the unique comes with, but it's like increased similar to what is happening in season 14, where we get like a 30% increase on it. Maybe have that and remove the crafted tag. And then for like the iconic and mythic uniques, maybe we could only have one of those. I think that would be a little bit better, right? Because we want mythics to feel mythic and uniques to feel unique, and I understand that's what you're trying to do here. But maybe we could have something called crafted uniques, and then we can only have one crafted mythic unique, like you're implying here. But instead of it only being, maybe even instead of it being at 30%, a crafted mythic unique gives you like 100% or like a 60% increase in terms of and then we can only have one of those. I think it'd be cool if we could craft uniques and get the fattest bonus. Again, I like to show rather than tell people. So for instance, take away the purple coloration on this Wushu Nakpa. If I craft a regular unique, what I'm essentially doing here is I just want that 390% passive bonus. So I think that'd be cool. You give us that crazy good passive bonus, and it's not a mythic item. Now let's say, I don't know. Let's say a mythic unique version of this dropped. Then we get like 100% increase or something crazy like that. You can only have one of that, right? Maybe something like that. I don't know. Where's our patch notes? Yeah, maybe something like that might be nice. I don't know. I don't like this. You can only have one crafted item. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Mythic uniques created using the jeweler's method will not have a crafted tag. Cool. However, there are plenty of created options that don't include a crafted tag, so there are still many options for multiple mythics. Okay, so you can have multiple mythics, you just can't have them crafted. So mythic uniques through the Haradric cube are crafted. So upgrading a unique to a mythic unique makes it crafted, but crafting a random one at the jeweler makes it not crafted. So you got so if you get it randomly, you're cool, but if you have to craft it at the cube, you're screwed. Got it. Cool. Blacksmith mythic crafting changes. The blacksmith mythic cash crafting recipe will now can drop either mythic unique or iconic mythics that are valid for your class. Mythics from this pool will not have the crafted tag. Developer note: with the former iconic mythics getting regular unique versions, we always want players to have a way to spend excessive sparks that does not also require runes once they already have their crafted mythic from the Haradric cube. Unique versions of iconic mythics. All iconic mythics will also be available as uniques as well. Oh wow, okay. So you can get like a grandfather, but like unique. These build defining uniques will be easier to get early in your character's evolution, ensuring you don't need to spend as much time working through transitional builds. Okay, that's not a bad idea, but I think what's happening is you kind of have the philosophy in reverse here, right? I think what you should do is you should have uniques. I think we need to separate uniques from mythic uniques. So what's happening now is we have uniques, we have mythic uniques, and then we have iconic mythics, right? So that's what I would do. I would have your uniques, and then you can craft them into mythic uniques, and all that means is you're getting the fattest bonus for the passive, And then maybe you can have a one crafted mythic unique, which makes it an iconic mythic unique, and you can only have one iconic mythic unique or something like that. Like, I feel like there has to be a tier system or something, because right now we've got 3 separate avenues of uniques, you know, and we need to, you know, there needs to be some sort of progression. I think that's what's missing. But again, I have to test it. Like, on paper, this reads like on paper this kind of reads like it's kind of all over the place, but maybe it's more controlled than I think. But it would be, I don't know, I think there needs to be some changes there. We'll have to test it out. I'll be for sure testing this out on the PTR, guys. People can believe that. New mythic unique and unique charms. The talisman system is growing with new mythic unique charms and new unique charms. Mythic unique charm, along with the mythic unique items, charms will now be available in mythic quality. Okay, I thought they already were. Like other mythic unique items, charm properties will roll at maximum value, and the unique property will be significantly buffed. Yeah, so this is cool. I like this idea, but you should do this on the mythic uniques when we craft them. And if we craft them in the Haradric cube, don't tag them. Just remove the tag, whatever. Leave all this stuff that you're doing right now. Leave this all here, but don't remove the tag. Allow us to have as many crafted mythic uniques. You know how long it takes some players to get like a Wushu Nakpa and a Loyalties Mantle together, let alone be able to farm enough resources to go to the Haradric cube and then make it mythic. Like, just remove the tag. Like, putting limitations on the player base, I understand, is necessary because you want us to make, like I said, deterministic choices, but I feel like you're also forgetting that a lot of people don't have the time to, you know, do all that and then put in, you know, get mythic unique. So I feel like just, you know, do what you're doing here. Let's test it out, but remove that you can only have one crafted mythic unique. I think that's, I understand, and let us get random mythic uniques, you know, like, I don't understand. So that's what I'm saying. So if we craft it at the jeweler, it's all good. We can get as many mythic uniques as we want. But if we crafted the Haradric cube, we can only have one because we crafted it, because we chose to craft it. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that philosophy. I think you should just let it fly, man. Let us have fun. That's what people want to do. They want to play this game and have fun. No limitations. Any unique charm in the game will have a low chance to drop as a mythic unique. Okay, no kidding. There's no crafting method for mythic unique charms, and like regular unique charms, there isn't any specific method for target farming. On the Season 15 PTR, you'll have a chance to test them through your trusty PTR vendor, Mark, as I call him. New unique charms. 16 new unique charms are based on the current uniques in the game. But 60 new unique charms are based on the current uniques in the game that have not been represented up until now. 8 of the 10 legacy uniques will also have a charm. Okay, please see the PTR patch notes linked. Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. Rebirth. Okay, I think this is cool. I saw something about this already. So essentially what we'll be able to do with Rebirth, I'm just going to summarize here. What we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to like reuse our characters from season to season. So like we're really attached to a certain character, or instead of having to like remake characters, we'll be able to use our character from the previous season and keep going forward, which I think is really cool too. I think it's a really smart marketing thing too as well, because it's going to, what that might do is actually encourage people that are on the Eternal realm and are reluctant to actually buy the expansion to play the seasons. This might actually make them want to buy the expansion. So I think it's a good marketing thing too as well. But yeah, we could skip over that. The Haradric post, this is awesome too. I heard about this. So basically we're getting a mail system from, I don't know if you guys have ever played World of Warcraft, but it's similar. It looks like it's similar to the mail system there. But we're only getting, I'll read it to you. The Haradric post is a new way for the Diablo 4 team to deliver rewards and message directly to your account. During the PTR, you will receive an early commemorative reward to help us test the system before Season 15, which is dope. The Haradric post will occasionally contain important deliveries directly to your account, carrying rewards, supplies, and I can't say this word, commemorative items. This system is one way. This system is one way. A blessed PO box straight from the ether. Cool. You know what my immediate idea is for this? Trading. You know how we have to like meet up with people and trade with them and stuff like that? Yo, if someone's like, hey, want to buy WTB Heshi Kasangi, WTB Radakepaleke, you can say, yo, bro, got you. I'm going to mail it to you because you have a mailbox and I'm going to have it for this much gold, right? So gold on demand. So what you'll have essentially, so when you get it, you'll have it in your mailbox. It'll sit there similar to World of Warcraft. And then if you don't like, and then you just pay the gold that you discussed, and then you can get the item. I think that would make that, you know, it removes the auction house from the whole World of Warcraft, you know, idea. But this way, I think this might make trading a lot better too. Or this might be a really cool. The Haradric post might be a really cool way to introduce a more seamless trading system. I think that'd be, yeah, bringing back the auction house would be too crazy. No, all I'm saying, this would be good. Like Zed, if say you needed an item for me and maybe I was offline or going offline and you were offline, you know, like say you're watching at home right now and I had like Radakepaleke and you're like, dude, I need one. I'm like, yo, no problem, Zed. I'll mail it to you. I'll mail you Radakepaleke for free or whatever the case is, right? Or whatever the minimum amount of gold is that you have to send to mail. I think that'd be a cool way, man. I think that'd be a cool way to integrate a better trade system into Diablo 4. That way we won't have to like literally meet up with the person and trade. You know, you can kind of, you know, maybe even have a way to like manage it from the BattleNet app. Maybe that would be a cool way too. Like, I don't know, this is just me going like into grandeur here, but it would be pretty cool if you could like you know, you could do something like that. Like, you know, you can go into your inventory on the BattleNet app on your phone or whatever and like kind of mail it to somebody. Like that could be like an exclusive feature. That's me going into grandeur, but I'm saying that'd be pretty cool if we could use this Haradric post. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if we can use this Haradric mailbox as like a way to trade between players. Yeah, that'd be a cool idea. I think it's a missed opportunity if they don't. I'll tell you that much. Okay, here we go. Features offered for testing, similar to the public test realm. The trusted PTR vendor, Marak, I'm going to call him Mark, will be available through the duration of the PTR. You can find our hot-footed friend next to the main. Yeah, okay, cool. The following items, PTR boost. Okay, yeah, same old, same old. They'll probably remove some stuff. They don't want us testing everything. How to provide feedback, guys. And one thing I always recommend, dudes and gals, always provide feedback. Yo, when you play this game and you play the PTR, always provide feedback. Believe me, it's at least, whether it gets changed or not, at least you voiced your opinion. I'm telling you, it adds up. It will eventually be heard. And then we have how to install. Okay, so let's go to the patch notes here. I'm not going to go over everything. Well, you know what? The Barbarian is like the poster boy for the Diablo 4 currently. It's one of the strongest. It's getting the most buffs. So if they got the Barbarian. If they got the Barbarian, oh yeah, well, I'm just gonna look at the Barbarian. Rallying cry, damage decreased okay, so chopped. So rallying cry chopped. Call the ancients chopped. Holy, not chopped. It's it's whoa. Two-handed sword expertise, halved. Everything's getting halved. Damage decreased. Oh, decreased. Damage decreased. Damage decreased on writhing too. Oh no, this was for the Pestilent Swarms build, guys. Pestilent Swarm is getting a nerf for sure. I guarantee they're gonna nerf. They're gonna nerf Pestilent Swarms. If they're nerfing writhing, they're going to nerf Pestilent Swords. Battle Mad aspect. Reduced. Okay, wow. I don't even play Barbarian, but sorry, yo, Barb. Sorry, yo. You guys took a... this change reduces damage for 10 points. Oh, and their main stack gets nerfed. Oh, wow. Okay, so if Barb's getting nerfed, everything's getting nerfed, I'm telling you. Okay, we're getting core. Okay, so getting a okay, so it's scaling better for Druid. Increased, good. Increased. Reduced. Increased. Okay, so this is getting more of a... So Druid's getting more of like a balancing, not necessarily. Okay, cool. Like this is a nice sized... See, this is what I want to see for Spiritborn, but let's see. I guarantee you. Okay, I'm gonna put my... I'm gonna go on a hunch here and say Spiritborn didn't get... I want Spiritborn to get buffs, but I guarantee you, again, this is PTR stuff, so this doesn't really matter until the season goes live. But I guarantee you, Spiritborn's... I don't know. I don't have high hopes. Okay, increase that. Okay, I'm over this. Let's just go to this Paladin. Oh, okay, Rogue. Rogue's probably getting nerfed too. Source. Spiritborn. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's go all the way down. Spiritborn skills. Okay, so we're not getting a main stat. We're not getting a stat increase at all. Barb's eating good for too long. Spiritborn's not getting a stat increase. Everyone else is getting a core stat. Skate. Everyone got a core stat except for Spiritborn. Do they hate Spiritborn? I'm starting to maybe they don't hate Spiritborn. That's a strong word, but like, do they not like Spiritborn, or do they think Spiritborn's in a good spot? Like, I don't know. The leaderboard from rank 1 to rank 100, the leaderboard is Pestilent Swarm Spiritborn. That should tell you something. Every single build from rank 1 to 100 is Pestilent Swarms Spiritborn. That should tell you something. It's not just Druid got screwed so bad. Oh, their charm set? Let me check. I'm not surprised. Looks like everything we're getting more core stat, but okay, maybe everything else is getting chopped, eh? Talisman. Is it the Shepherd's Call, or which one is it? They have no idea what they are doing, the dev. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even read. I don't even want to read the Spiritborn notes if that's what you're saying. I have a funny feeling I'm going to be very disappointed, but you know, it's the class I play. Of course, I'm going to be disappointed if they're not getting buffed, right? Which one? Damage per consumed spirit decreased from 0.5. Okay, so nerf. Maximum damage bonus increased to 6. Increased. Okay, so again, increase. No longer stacks more than once, but can be refreshed. So is it the Storm Shepherd's Call, or is it this one? Cooldown on battle roll reduced to 5 seconds. Now also increases companion damage. Okay. So it's this one. Is this the nerf here on this talisman? Shred is chopped, eh? Damage per consumed. It's this line here. No longer stacks more than once. That's the nerf, right? That's the big nerf. Oh, that sucks. I think I saw a build by Screamheart where he was like just darting across the screen. Oh, there it is. Fail Rage now requires a target to dash. Oof. Welcome to our world, Druid. Welcome to our world. We had an ability called Evasive Swipe that also gave us evade within the Rushing Claw. They also gutted that and took that away from us. And you know, we don't now you can't do it. Yeah. Okay. Damn. Sorry, Druid. I like Druid, man. Okay, so let's go back to Spiritborn here. Yeah, it's what Spiritborn used to be. Yeah, they gutted it. Well, you could still do it. You could still do Evasive Swipe. It's just you need a lot of cooldown reduction for it to keep refreshing constantly, and you need Prodigy's tempo as well to have a decent refresh rate on it. But I don't think you can dash aimlessly anymore. Oh no, I think you can. I think Evasive Rushing Claw, you don't need a target. I don't think so. Okay, I don't even want to look at Paladin. I know Paladin and Warlock are definitely going to get buffed, man. They have to get buffed. They have to get buffed. Straight up. I'm going to predict they get buffed. I predict season 15 will be a Paladin Warlock meta. Watch. Guaranteed. And maybe Necromancer. Yeah, no, I have a Stormfeather build, but they gutted Stormfeather. But I think let's see what happens. Let's see if they buffed it. Okay, back to Spiritborn. Okay, Rock Splitter. Third attack damage increased from 80 to 110%. Whoop-de-doo. Inner ferocity damage increased from 75 to 100%. Okay, look. Okay, I'm gonna keep quiet until I read everything. Thunderspike. Third attack damage increased from 65 to 90. Who cares? Infected ground damage increased from 40 to 60%. Okay. Okay. Thrash. Third attack damage increased from 70 to 100%. Storm Conjurer variant. Third attack damage increased from 100. Okay, that's cool. Oh, that's huge. Okay, so Thrash is getting a big fat buff to Spirit Storms. Okay, so Spirit Storms, I'm not going to read any further. I can already tell you Spirit Storm is going to be on the menu for sure. There's already a build for it, but they're just going to make it stronger. That's what they're going to do. Cool, so Thrash, not necessarily Thrash, but Spirit Storms will be on the menu for sure. Withering Fist. Every third attack, damage increased from 65 to 85%. Damage increased from 50 to 150. Interesting. I have to look at what that does again. I think it just gives us a fat barrier. I'm not correct. So this damage, Gorilla Skill, when the fixed attack releases the shockwave that deals 100% damage. It grants barrier equal to 5% of your maximum health for 6 seconds per enemy hit up to... So what's getting increased? Damage. 150%. Okay. Damage reduction. Damage increased. Counterattack. Counterattack of the Swarm variant. Pestilence Swarms damage reduced from 150 to 70. See, I told you. I told you. Pestilence Swarms. See ya. You're going to be doing a pit 130. Awesome. Okay, so maybe that's what they're doing. They're nerfing everything across the board. They want everyone to be in like the pit 125, 130 category. And you know what happens every time that nerfs happen in this game? You know what happens? People find a way to find something else that's broken. They find a way to exploit a bug that will allow us to push even further. I think, I don't know. I really don't even want to read any further with Spiritborn. Like, no one cares. No one cares about all this. The only thing that really stands out to me here is this specific line. Spirit Storm damage is increased 100% to 200%. It's the only thing that stands out. It's the only thing. So with Sepizontek, we're going to be able to slam and spawn Spirit Storms like crazy. Cool. So you're giving us one other build outside of Pestilence Swarms. Awesome. The only thing that makes sense. Okay, Paragon Board. New Paragon Board. Swarm of the Storms. Is this... So we're getting a new Paragon Board. It's not replacing... Is it replacing anything, or is this what it is? Is this replacing Drive? They gave you some Paragon love. Yeah, maybe. Swarm of Storms. Skills that create Pestilence Swarms and Spirit Storms. Deal 80%, 80 times increased damage. Storm. Skills that create Pestilence Swarms and Spirit Storms. Your Storm Feathers deal 100. Okay, here, boom. Storm Feathers is back on the menu, everybody. Storm Feathers is back. Your Storm Feathers deal... Okay, Storm Feathers is back on the menu. Because we could push like a 115, 125 right now with our current evade build. Rare nodes, 10% eagle damage. Awesome. Centipede. Okay. We're going to have like an eagle centipede, like a Stormfeather centipede build on the... I'm trying to think what would do it. Do Pestilence Swarms spawn Stormfeathers? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be an interesting build, I'm sure. So you go the Writhing Moon. You'd go the Writhing Moon, maybe, to get your Eagle skill cooldown reduction. Yeah, so we're going to have like a Writhing Moon. So it'll be like Writhing Moon. You're going to have the Seeker. You're probably going to have Thunder Spike and Rushing Claw. Or just Thunder Spike, maybe. Or just Rushing Claw. Yeah. And then you're going to have Armored Hide for... Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I can visualize the build right now. Total armor. Okay, we get some max life. Oh, we get 2 max life nodes. Haha, see? They're making it an OP. This is how you know a board's OP is you get double maximum life on it. Lucky a chance. Eagle Talon Glyph increased to 25%. Okay. You're getting a 25% critical strike damage increase. So it's probably that's probably one of the best nodes right now then. Nothing else is giving you 25 times critical strike damage to eagle, like to anything. You're not getting a 25 times multiplier to anything. Jagged Plume Glyph. Okay, this is our storm feather. Bonus movement speed per storm feather reduced. Okay, it's okay. We'll max our movement speed. It's not a big deal. Maximum stacks increase from 5 to 10. Yeah, we gotta look at Jagged Plume. Okay, so storm feathers grant you 3 times damage and 5%, so 2% move speed for 5 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. So we're gonna get a 30 times damage multiplier and 20% move speed instead of 25% move speed. Okay, I'm in. All right, storm feather back on the menu. Some sort of pestilence storm build, a spirit storm builds on the menu. Okay. Cool. Legendary aspects. Aspect of Endless Talons. Damage increase from... Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, Spirit Storms is on the menu, guys. We're gonna have a Spirit Storm. Someone's gonna make a Spirit Storm build, or there already is a Spirit Storm build, and it's just gonna do more damage now. Eagle skill damage. Oh, someone added me on. Is that a friend request? Got you. You need help with anything? Let me know. Fleet Wings is really good, heavily underrated, and they're buffing it. Awesome. Okay, so guys, any kind of critical strike damage build involving Eagle as your Spirit Hall, we're gonna absolutely just smoke. We're gonna absolutely just smoke. Damage bonus per basic skill increase from... Okay, so they want basic skills. So basic skills, maybe Pestilence Storm still, Spirit Storms. Basic, so we're gonna have... I have a funny feeling it's gonna be a Storm Feather. Storm Feather again. Yeah, we're having another season straight of Storm Feather. Here we go. Storm Feather's back. Pestilence Storms will be okay because we're getting 80 times damage multiplier. Actually, maybe not. Spirit Storms and basic skills. Raiders aspect. Previous when poison healthy enemy. Now heal for... Oh, that's pretty good. That's it. I'm a barber that will... All right, cool. Yeah, no problem, man. I got some builds. There's also some other really good content creators out there, man, that have some really good Spiritborn builds as well. So, you know, whatever floats your boat. That's it though. So no thorns damage, no talk about the bugs, the bugs yet, about Tizic Rune and all that stuff. So okay, dude, Blizzard, please, for the love of Anarius, for the love of Akarat, I should say, go crazy on this basic. If you want us to play basic, if you want basic ability builds like Rocks, I mean Rocksplitter already has one. Thrash is pretty Thrash is a pretty dominant. So Rocksplitter and Thrash could be builds on their own, right? We that is for sure. But if you really want us to play basic abilities or basic ability builds with Sepizontek, you need to ridiculously buff these damage percentages, okay? All of them should just say 200%, 200%, 200%, 200% through and through. Buff the different variations of every basic ability. If you want us to play basic abilities, look at every single node on your basic abilities, like Rockspitter. Make this crazy for Thorns. Thorns is something that needs to be buffed insanely. You need to buff Thorns with the WUMBA Charm set. I'm playing it right now. You need to buff Thorns. If you want to make it a Rock Splitter Thorns build, great. You need to put a 0. 120,000 Thorns for 5 seconds. That's what I want to see. That's what we need. This is great too. Grants us resolve. Give us a damage multiplier based on how much resolve stacks we have for Unbreakable. I know Inner Ferocity is already one. Just increase the damage percentage that you're giving us. It looks like you are to 100%. Yo, make this 150%. Make this 200%. You need to buff. You need to ridiculously buff Thunder Spike if you want people to play it as a main ability. You need to ridiculously buff Withering Fist if we want us to play it as its own separate build. You need to look at the. You need to look at what you're offering here. You need to look at every single node here and make a build for it. Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to buff the crap out of the damage on these basic abilities with Sepizontic, and you need to look at every single node here. And if you want us to play basic abilities, every single node should have a separate build around it. That's what you should do. I know that sounds crazy, but that's the reality here. That's the build variety that we need. Okay, because yeah, like, you know, currently, exactly, Zed, exactly. Currently, the only thing that's really buffing our damage currently is the Tizzik rune, and it's a bug. The Spiritborn is playing around bugs. The Tizzik rune, it's great. We're getting we need a 600% damage increase to make the Spiritborn a viable class to play. We need a 600%. Let me say that again. We need a 600% damage increase to make Spiritborn a viable build. That should tell you something. What else should tell you something? I'm telling you, this is crazy, but it's true. That if you go to the leaderboard, okay, every single build from rank 1 to rank 100, or page 100, I should say, so every single build from rank 1 let's go to the lowest build. Pestilence Storm. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to page 98. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go all the way to the 1000th build. There's no way. Okay, hold on. There's no way. If this is Pestilence Swarms, okay, not even close. All right, we got 3 here. Okay, not even close. Someone's trying some stuff here. But hold on. Let's go back. Okay, so let's go the top 100. Top 100 rank builds. Okay. Pestilence Swarms. Wow. So the top 100 rank builds are all the same build. It's all Pestilence Swarms. That should tell you something. That should say, oh, guys, we need to go back to the drawing board on Spiritborn. We need to diversify this class. We want to buff all the basic abilities and slap Sepizontic onto every build. Then we need to buff every single basic ability so that it has its own separate build. There needs to be a Rock Splitter Thorns build, Thunder Spike Poison build, a Thrash Spirit Storm build, a Withering Fist Gorilla build. I don't know. That's what needs to happen. Not to mention, things like our potency skills. There's no Touch of Death doesn't have a build. Rushing Claw is the most used ability because it gives us the most move speed. Your Payback is barely used anymore. You need to buff Payback. Again, you have 3 different nodes. Every node here on these abilities, if you want build variety, every node here should have its own build. Because what's going to happen is everyone's going to pick the best one that makes the most sense based on what's available to the Spiritborn, and that's what the build's going to be. You're going to have 1 build per ability. If you want us to diversify and you want us to make deterministic decisions, and we want builds to feel like brand new, then we need builds for every single node here. If it's an impossible task, maybe narrow it down to 2 first and work your way up to 3. But what's going to happen again is anyone ever going to use Crackling Earth? Maybe they will, but right now no one's using it. Is anyone ever going to make a Ferocious Meal Armor Tide build? Maybe. I don't know. Is this ever going to be good? The Beast Within? Is this going to be if we buff Thorns, you could probably have a dot damage Thorns build somehow. This would be awesome. Like, we can go to every single node here, and you can make a build. Wouldn't it be cool to have a cool Poison Nova insect swarm vortex build. Wouldn't that be a cool idea? Like that's, I just don't understand. Like, you know, other than that, all we have is Radakapaleke, Russian Claw, and our ultimates, right? We play around our ultimates, Radakapaleke core builds, and some basic builds right now. Everything else isn't a build. It's just supplementary. It's just complementary. There's nothing else that you can go. Except for counterattack with Pestilence Swarms. That's a cool idea, but it's nerfed now. We don't, you know, it's the only build that matters right now is this counterattack Pestilence Swarms build. But wouldn't it be cool to have Razor Wings back? I mean, like, what are we doing? We need Razor. We need ultimate ability only builds back. That'd be so much fun. Oh man. Anyways, is there a current Spiritborn that has unlimited evade reset like season 12 or? Well here, what we can do, I can show you something. So let's save this. I could show you the build I came up with. So let's go to this. Let's overwrite. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna see. I don't even know if I can equip this right now. How come I can't equip this? Is it the runes are not the same? I think I changed some of the stats on this. This is good. Where's our... Oh, we don't have a weapon. Oh, we do. Yeah. Yeah, we can equip this one. I don't know. There we go. Here, so this is the Thorns build. Like this is the Stormfeather build. Yeah, everything is good. I just think Thunder Gods isn't that great. I think it's kind of a nerf. Everything else is good though. Oh, we have so many. Yeah, here, I'll show you my Stormfeather build right now. So this is my Stormfeather build. I'll make sure we have everything here. They're non-physical. Yeah, I haven't played this in so long. I'm actually kind of excited to play it. We have one skill point floating. Here. All right, here we go. So yeah, this is, I don't know, I think 120 is what this capped out at. I'm not sure. Yeah, so this is my Stormfeather build that I made. Oh. Gotta wait for it to ramp up. Yeah, I think though, hold on, we have a better item right now. One second. Sorry, my fault, guys. Not a great presentation. 1 second. I forgot we have the Wushu Nakpa right here. Yeah, this is. We have it here somewhere. Yeah, Thunder Gods was a bit of a trap, if I remember correctly. This one. So happy when I got Thunder Gods just to find out it's a trap. I was like, oof. No. Done. One I had earlier. I might have to go back to my build guide to remember how to properly build this. We should definitely have Supremacy. I think we'll be alright. Supremacy. Should be Reaps. Yeah, we're good. That's right. So let's go to our build planner here. Profile. Let's make sure we just got everything here. Here it is. It's this Endgame no mythics. Fleet means redirected, Reapers, Supremacy. That's right. Interdiction. Cool. And then we have no. The 110. Let's do 110. Let's just bring it down a notch so I can figure out. Pretty sure this is how we had it. Falling feathers. That's correct. Oh, all right. Okay, sorry. I was. Correct. Let's see if we can do it. It's on Mobilytics. Do you want me? I can. Hold on. I can do on Mobilytics. I forgot how high we push this. But I think we could. Yeah, I think we were able to get this pretty high. If I remember correctly. They just nerfed Spiritborn so much. Not Spiritborn, they nerfed one second here. I think we're able to get this pretty. Yeah, I think this is the build here. We're just trying to get our. I think our runes are. We'll figure this out. Give us a second, guys. One second. I don't think my runes are good either. One second. Oh, it looks good. Oh, we have Vortex on. We need Earth and Bulwark. That is correct. One second. Yeah, well, we're not gonna have any time to do it, so let's just oh, I don't even have my charm set on. That's so weird. I saved it. Yeah, we have Wushin up here. Cool. So the better part of our the better part of our charm set wasn't even equipped. That's so funny. We should be okay now. We just need to put Earth and Bulwark on. Yeah, we should be able to push through this pretty easily. There we go. No problem. We're not getting any damage from our viscous shield because we don't have the right charm set on. Yeah, so let's go. Yeah, we could push a 110, 115. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good build, right, for Storm Feathers, so I enjoy it. But we gotta, I just want to make sure it's in the working order before we go. We need Earth and Bulwark. Here it is. Yeah, perfect. That's what. Cooldown, cooldown. Double evade cooldown reduction. Sweet. I'll make sure we're all good here. There we go. This should be a little bit of a better run. Yeah, Thunder Gods is a little bit. Thunder Gods is a little bit of a. Actually, you know what's funny? I have the build on my I have the build on my channel. I actually have the guide. So there we go. Yeah, that's way better. Still taking big damage though. Still taking the big damage. I think we need resolve stack generation, right? I'm pretty sure we have that though. No, we just need to be light-footed here. Yeah, Earth and Bulwark isn't proccing, that's all. I'm like wondering what's going on. Hold on 1 second. So, what's our runes? Fast evade, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think we don't have the back rune. Chem, that's it. We need chem. There we go. Now we're in business, dude. The missing component, Earth and Bulwark, is online, finally. My Immortal Barb is... Lightning damage is nerfed. Yeah, and fire. Fire and lightning both in there. There we go. So we just cranked our damage up too, because now Viscous Shield's online, so... There we go. This is the build, guys. Sorry about that. I must have saved it when I was working on it, so... When I equipped it there, not everything was in place. But you see, it's doing pretty decent damage, man. Just regular, good old Storm Feather doing its thing. A little squishy, but, you know, not bad. It'd be really strong though if we put that on, but then we have to put Supremacy on the necklace, and then we lose access to, a lot. There you go, Stormfeather lives, guys. It's still a thing. Yeah, for sure. I think they should swap resolve stacks from armor. I think they should swap resolve stacks to damage reduction. Give us 25%, you know, I guess what would it be? So if I have 15, maybe give us 2 or 3% damage reduction for every resolve stack that we have. And then give us like 20% armor. Still pretty good. It's like an A tier, B tier. A tier, B tier storm feathers. They significantly nerfed stormfeather potency. That's what up. I remember when I used to see like billions, like trillions flying across the screen with every hit. Almost done. Took us a little while just to get on our feet here. Oh yeah, Stormfeather lives, man. The single target's really good. When we only have one enemy to focus on. Okay. Ooh. Lots of poison damage on the ground here. And there you have it. Not too shabby. I don't think there's really anything we can upgrade. We could try like Jagged Plume if it's here somewhere. Yeah, not too bad. They should give Spiritborn. After certain stacks, you should be unstoppable in here. Yeah, I was testing a new build for my Spiritborn and broke my character. It broke your character in a good way or no? It's funny, you can build an infinite evade Spiritborn in PoE 2 with the Huntress class using Rake, ironically. It's funny how you can build an infinite evade Spiritborn in PoE 2 with the Huntress class using... That's hilarious. Yeah, so yeah, Spiritborn lives. I mean, not Spiritborn, Stormfeather lives. I'm going to overwrite this. Yeah, this is the way we want it every time. Oh no. Yeah, Thunder Gods is a trap. That was such a letdown finding that out. Thunder Gods is such a trap. It used to be way better. They changed it though. Okay, let's go back to WUMBA Thorns. But we gotta... In a bad way, dude. I just slept. I can't farm. Oh no. Well, if you need help with anything, guys, feel free to shoot me a friend request on Battle.net there. My Battle.net tag is right there. It's Shadiro1778. Feel free to add me on Battle.net anytime you guys see me, whether that's online or offline. I will help you guys, man. You guys can chat with me, whatever you guys want to do. I'm here to help. Don't ever think because you see me online and I'm not streaming that I'm not down to help. I'm down to help always, guys. So please, yeah, if you need help or if you want help with anything, add me on Battle.net. My battle tag is right there. Jadiro1778. And if you guys want to see this build or any build that I do, I have them all over at Mobilytics here. Just working on this final WUMBA Thorns build, which I think is, I think we're pretty much in the home stretch here as far as, yeah, as far as the build's power goes. Suck it. I think we can make it a little stronger, but I'm not sure. I think I've learned a lot about Thorns, and I'm quite happy with the results, to be honest. Next season is coming up. Yeah, it is. It's coming up soon, man. Yeah, for sure. I was just going over the patch notes. Actually, I'm going to go back to them real quick because I'm not done. I'm not done thoroughly seeing what I want to see, and still some things I would love to see. That's cool. So I had 2 of these, eh? Interesting. Interesting. And this is backup. Okay, cool. Yeah, these boots. I was interesting too. Cooldown reduction. Let's go back to these patch notes here. Okay, so it looks like we're getting some buffs to Spiritborn. I think they need to do better in terms of the basic abilities. They need to buff the crap out of these basic abilities. Like, do something astronomical with the amount of... Yeah, Heavenly Strength. Yeah, I know we finally got it, but they reduced the damage reduction though, which is hilarious. But we got it though, so we have another form of damage reduction, which is awesome. They need to buff. They need to heavily buff the basic abilities. If you want us to have basic abilities with Sepizontek, you need to heavily buff the basic abilities. I see some. We might have some cool builds coming up. In terms of the Paragon, it's cool to see a new Paragon node, but I'm curious what's getting replaced. Are we just gonna have an extra? Are we just gonna have an extra Paragon board? Like, is everyone getting a Paragon board? Is it just us? Yeah, we're getting We're getting an extra Paragon board for Pestilence Swarms and Spirit Storms, and we're gonna get an increase to Stormfeather potency. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. We'll definitely test this out in the PTR. I'm sure some other Spiritborn content creators will come up with something too. But I don't think this is enough, man. I don't think this is enough for Spiritborn. Spiritborn needs heavy, like, let's go, like the Wumba's Charm set. You need to heavily buff. We need like 50,000 thorns. We need to remove the block, the percent chance to pulse thorns. You need to remove it. Just have blocking gives us the chance to pulse thorns. 40% damage reduction and maybe a 40% damage reduction, 40% block chance. Give us 250 times gorilla damage, and you can keep the gorilla primary spirit hall the same. I think that's it. But pulsing thorns is what deals the damage, so there shouldn't be a block chance and then a chance to pulse thorns. It should just be if you block, you pulse thorns around you that are count as a gorilla skill. That way we could scale thorns damage with gorilla damage or whatever we want, really. Also, too, with the Spiritborn Spirit Halls, I think you need to bake into the main primary gorilla Spirit Hall. You need to bake in that thorns can crit. You need to give us base thorns instead of gorilla skills deal thorns damage to enemies. I think you should just give us thorns, and then barrier is really good too. You could maybe work either or into the secondary gorilla Spirit Hall as well. Yeah, I'm not too impressed with the patch notes. Hopefully, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to do my due diligence here. Is when I do the testing on the PTR, I'm going to make sure to include everything, not just what they provided for us and what they're changing. I'm going to make sure that I include everything in the PTR notes, that what I think needs to be buffed. I'll be doing some thorough notes. It's going to be a busy week. August is always busy for me and my family and stuff like that, but I'm going to do my best to give the best PTR feedback notes that I possibly can. I feel like Spiritborn needs a lot of love. Else we're just going to go into another season where there's one meta build and that's what everyone's playing. I think we need to have build variety across the board. I think they should buff these basic abilities, like I said, like astronomically. Where are they? Yeah, they need to buff these astronomically. Rock Splitter and Thrash are already potentially builds. And it would be nice to see a Thunder Spike and Withering Fist build too. Just buff basic builds, basic abilities astronomically. Every single node, every single optional node on the Spiritborn skill tree, every single node here should have its own build for every ability. So what's that? 3, 6, 9, 12. That's another. So 24, 36, 48, 60. Imagine having 72 different builds for Spiritborn. I know it sounds insane, but imagine. Just imagine. Who knows? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Anyhow. Let's get on with this Thorns build here. We're just the missing link is this. I don't know if I want more. Like, for whatever reason, the Tormentors, I feel like it's doing big damage, but we can't increase our crit damage anymore. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else that increases crit, right? I think we only have a few options here. Attack speed's good. Redirected Force Reapers is great. Rebounding. Ruthless. Maybe. One that I really like, I'll try it out, but I think crit's good. Let's run this back. Yeah, bring back Chaos Uniques already, exactly. Let us mix and match and make different builds. That'd be great. Yeah, I agree, man. That'd be cool. Yeah, but this is the Thorns build that we're rocking with right now. Pretty decent. It's a little slower than the Storm Feather, obviously. But we're dealing thorns. So we get these big pulses of thorns from the WUMBA charm set that do like trillions of damage. You'll see it pop up periodically. I don't know if you guys want. Do you guys want me to put out a build guide on this build? Do you guys want to have a build guide for this or a build planner? Like it can push a 120 in like 10 minutes, which isn't crazy, but it's definitely a different build. It's with the WUMBA charm set as well. One thing I want to do though is I do want to see because Thorns traditionally can't crit, right, without the Zan rune, which we no longer have. But for whatever reason, the way we're scaling damage here, it's critting. The crits are nice. The crits are critting. And I feel like that has something to do with some of the Thorns damage that we're using. I think because we're making Thorns, so that instance where WUMBA pulses Thorns, the WUMBA charm set pulses Thorns, because Thorns is considered, or because Thorns is labeled a gorilla skill, it's able to crit. I think that's the interaction that's happening here. I'll explain that in just a second. But we're not really getting our Thorns very high. I think we're getting like 50 thou. I think we're getting the 50 thou range. Yeah, ish. See those big pulses that hit like that? You think it's the slams from WUMBA, but it's not. What's critting in this build? Everything is critting, so I have a 100% crit chance. But I'll show you what I mean. I think the WUMBA's charm set allows, I could be wrong, but something periodically, it's better when, I'll show you when we have a boss fight. I'll show you. So this was like an offline test. See, there you go. You got I saw 2,000 billion, which is essentially 2 trillion. For a Thorns build, I'm pretty happy. I'll show you. You'll see it more in the boss. There's a million. Oh, let's see if we can see. See, boom, 2,400 billion damage. I'll show you in 1 second what's critting. I mean, I'll see it on the boss. When I get to the boss, you might be able to see it a little bit clearer. It's really hard to catch. You have to really be paying attention. So Thorns only crit with WUMBA charm set. I'll explain what I think is happening. This is my theory. I don't know if it's true, but this is my theory on what I think is happening. One second. So let's see if we could see there, 1,900 billion. That's a trillion. There you go, 6,000 billion. So we did 6 trillion, right? Okay. So here, this is what I think's happening. So I was playing late yesterday. We're going to bed, and I told my wife, I was like, honey, I need to go downstairs. I need to play the game. It's like so late, right? But I was like, I need to prepare. I need to prepare for the live stream. So I got like an hour and a half. It got pretty late. Not much later than it is now. But let me just get inside the bubble so I can explain what's going on. but I was able to do some testing, and like I had just enough reroll scrolls. Okay, so what I think is happening here, okay, guys. So if we read the fine print, so what I was trying to do before was I was trying to gain as many base thorns as I possibly could. So what I was doing was I was equipping. This probably would increase our damage if I do equip it, but we're way too squishy to be able to rock Razor's Plate, right? We need, unfortunately, on the Spiritborn, you need 2 damage reduction aspects. So what happened was I removed Razor Plate. And because what I was trying to do is I was trying to stack thorns, right? I was trying to get this number up as high as possible. Like sometimes in some instances, it was going up to like 140,000 thorns damage, right? But what I was like, but it wasn't doing the damage, right, that I wanted it to. And I was like, I don't think thorns, if you look at thorns is reactive damage. So we're not casting anything. We're not using an ability per se to make our thorns deal damage. Thorns is reflected damage when we get hit, right? So that's how thorns works. And what it scales with mainly based on what the game is telling us is our main stat. So that's why we're rocking Protein Heart as the charm here. So let me get back to what I was saying. So yeah, gaining 10,000 base thorns is awesome. So now we're in the now we're in the thorns realm. Now we have a thorns damage on our build, right? So it doesn't matter if it's 1 thorns or 10,000 thorns. Well, maybe more than 1 thorns is more realistic, but we have 10,000 thorns base, right? I would love if this was like 50,000. Let me get to my point here though. Blocking and attack has a 20% chance to pulse your thorns around you. Cool. This damage counts as a gorilla skill. So I think simply what's happening here is because thorns is now tagged as a gorilla skill, and we have that pulse every so often. So that 20% chance doesn't look like a lot because it's based on how much block chance we have, right? So right now, I think we get up to about 86% block chance when we proc Armored Hide. Yeah, 86% chance. We can get, I would like to get that to 100, but what I have to do is I'd have to go the aspect of interdiction on our boots, and then I lose the ability to make enemies vulnerable. The other workaround, and then we'd be overkilling our block chance because we have 15 resolve stacks. So that means we'd have 3 times 5, 15, 45% extra block chance that we don't need. Or sorry, it would be 45 minus 14, 31% extra block chance that we don't need. So I leave this on for now. The other alternative is we can go Vortex. We can go Overcharge. So what this will do, instead of getting the damage reduction, what we'll get is the ability every time that we proc Vortex, we'll be able to make enemies vulnerable. So I think that's also an alternative option if we want to go for the 100% block chance, which I do think we should try before we end the stream tonight, just to see if it makes a difference. Long story short, what that does is it gives us 100% block chance. So now we have a 100% chance to get a 20% chance to pulse thorns that is tagged as a gorilla skill. So what I thought to myself was, well, the last part of this is giving us gorilla primary a bonus. So we're also getting with the Spirit Hall, the Gorilla Spirit Hall, which is passively on. It's also attacking with Gorilla skills, gives us 525% thorns toward our enemy, right? So that's all good too. But what we're missing here is that that doesn't necessarily matter. What matters is that pulse, that specific pulse, is a Gorilla skill. How I would change this is thorns should be tagged as a gorilla skill, not specific to this pulse. Just in general with this set, to make it better, make thorns a gorilla skill. I know this is a little bit of a long-winded explanation, guys, but this is what I had. This is what I was sitting down and thinking about. So now that thorns, this pulse is tagged as a gorilla skill, what I think is happening is we're benefiting from your gorilla skills deal 150 times damage. So now we're dealing 100. Now that pulse of thorns is dealing 150 times its normal damage. Then we have the Heshi Ikasungi, the protector, can now be invoked, pulls enemies inward, yada yada yada. Enemies in this area take 54 or 6, let's say it's 60 max increased damage from your gorilla skills, and that's doubled when they're knocked down. So we're going revealing on the Paragon board, which is going to give our vulnerable enemies a chance to be knocked down and we're dealing which will increase, which will double this modifier. So say 120 times gorilla damage. So now we're getting the 150 from the gorilla skills deal, right, from the charm set, and then we're getting the almost 120 from the Heshi Kasangi to that Thorns Pulse. So what I thought to myself was, well, what we can do, and I'm still undecided about this, we could still go physical damage, because it's not quite clear if Thorns is actually physical damage or what kind of damage it's dealing, but most people assume it's physical, so we're rocking with physical, simply because the Protector deals physical damage as well, right? So it kind of helps. What I think might be better, though, is to go all damage, right? Just all of our damage is multiplied in this with this regard. I don't want to lose my train of thought here. So what I did was I tempered on gorilla damage to our weapon and our rings here as well. So we're getting additive damage now to our gorilla damage, with that Thorns Pulse being tagged as a gorilla skill. So this is what I think, in a nutshell, what I think is happening is, because Thorns is tagged as a gorilla skill, with all the multipliers and additive damage from the tempers and the equipment that we're going, I think what's happening is we're getting that one-off, or like maybe 3 or 4 times in a sequence, we're getting that pulse dealing that 6 trillion, 2 trillion, right? You'll see it randomly. Like, we'll run it back again. Just keep your eyes peeled. We'll run it back again. I just want to see if I can get that up one more time. Yeah, we're also going gorilla damage on Colossal, right? So we're getting additive damage with Colossal as well. Right, so our Paragon board down here, we're going Colossal, and we're getting 10% for each node that we have as strength, right? So we're getting additive. So we have additive buckets adding to gorilla damage, and then we have the multipliers that multiply gorilla damage. So I think that's why this build is doing so good. Now, the reason I'm critting is because, now why I'm going crit with this build is because I think making Thorns a gorilla skill enables it to crit. So I think that's what's happening. So I think that's why it's critting for 6 trillion, is because it's being tagged as a gorilla skill. Tagging it as a skill allows it to crit, right? The reason why Thorns can't traditionally crit is because it's a reactive damage. It's not something you're casting. It's from being hit. But what we're doing, again, is making Thorns, or that specific Thorns Pulse, a gorilla skill, which I believe is allowing us to make it crit. So I think, in a nutshell, that's what's happening. And I'm in this place where I'm kind of happy with it, because it's pushing a 120. I think what would be awesome. I think what would be awesome is that how we could scale this further is by being able to equip Razorplate, or is being able to increase our base Thorn somehow, right? So what I found worked better, though, was just simply having on damage multipliers, right? So critical strike damage, awesome. Conceded gives us all of our damage, gets a damage multiplier. And this is what I was testing with too, is we're getting a 45 damage multiplier to our eagle skills. Now I know Thorns isn't tagged as an eagle skill, but it's giving WUMBA the Protector a pretty fat damage multiplier as well, right? And not to mention, WUMBA is also, so when WUMBA's down and smashed in the ground, we're getting he's dealing 350 times our Thorns damage to enemies every 1.5 seconds. Now the secret sauce here is also, so 1.5 plus 1.5 is what? 3 seconds. Plus another 1.5 is 4.5 seconds. Plus another 1.5 is 6 seconds. So I think what's happening here is, if we go Canopy Shelter, we're actually, as opposed to getting only, I believe it's 2 or 3 pulses of this Thorns damage, we get 4 with the Protector. So I'm testing this as well, and it also makes us unstoppable. I think both are good, but I'm not sure which might be better. It's probably the Canopy Shelter, but that's also something that's happening as well on the build. So I'll read your question in a second. So Thorns can crit with WUMBA Charm Set. To scale damage, you need gorilla damage and Thorns. So that means normal Thorns won't crit, only pulsing Thorns will crit. That's what I believe is happening, Zed. I think that's what's happening. Thorns should have a damage reduction too, per 1,000. Yeah, that'd be cool, pretty cool. So I think that's what's happening here, and I'm telling you guys, I don't think that's what was intended. I think what they thought was, okay, yeah, cool. It can have a damage multiplier. You can put additive damage into into gorilla and all that stuff like that. But what's actually happening, though, is tagging it as a gorilla skill is allowing us to crit with it as well. I could be, guys, I could be completely wrong here, but let's run it back. I'll show you again. This combination is what I found was working. That was a 110. We could do a 115, I'm sure. It's gonna be marginally slower, but it is what it is. We pushed a 120 with this build, which is really strong. I have the build planner too. I don't know if I should put out a build guide. I think it's a little late in the season. But let's see. But yeah, I think it's a little late in the season, but nonetheless, maybe, I don't know, if you guys want to see the build, I can put it out. You guys want me to put a build guide out for this, or maybe at least I can publish a build, right? So we'll see. But we're gonna see some crits here. What I might be more interested to see though. What I might be more interested to see is options, gameplay. I just want to see what our normal damage numbers, because you know, typically thorns can't deal crit damage, right? So looking at those numbers is kind of like what we don't. I just want to see how much our basic damage is dealing, or normal damages, like our non-crit damage, like where's it sitting at? Because that's going to give us a more accurate number of what our basic thorns looks like, right? I don't think we're going to see anything in the thousands of billions. Because that'd be pretty crazy if we could see 1,000 billion on basic damage, and then 1,000 billion on... 1,000 billion, so dumb. A trillion damage. Yeah, we're not going to see those type of numbers. We're doing billions of normal damage too, which is crazy. We could definitely increase our crit damage too. That would be great. Yeah, so we're doing consistent billions of damage. And someone asked me, like, okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like after we... So there's like this little white pulse that happens around us when we're done being in combat. I'll show you when I step out. See that little pulse? I think that's the WUMBA pulse. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there we go. I just saw 2,000 billion right there. So yeah. Yeah, so that's normal damage, guys. So I think that's what's going on here. I think that's what's going on here is we're getting that because it's tagged as a gorilla skill, that specific pulse is critting. But what's funny though is when we stand still, right? It's supposed to give us when we block, but when we stand still, we don't see anything, which is kind of funny. Cool. Let me read that. I'll get back to you, bud. All right, here we go. Yeah, there's a trillion there. Yeah, so we're doing a trillion normal damage. So like our thorns is doing damage, right? Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a risky biscuit move here. We're gonna be really squishy. So if we get murked a lot, it is what it is. So this is us putting on thorns now, right? This is us increasing our base thorns. This is where, so we essentially become a glass cannon, and we're also giving ourselves the ability for it to crit. Not crit, to deal 200 times damage. So we went from a base of like 50 to a flat sitting 65. But this isn't going to work in every instance, right? Yeah, it's chilling at 65. But now we're giving Thorns an additional multiplier. We got all our damage reduction stuff. It's probably our damage reduction from debilitating toxins is probably also snapshot right now. We're probably still benefiting from it. Still can't stand in that though. And we might get capped here. Once our barrier drops, that lightning does dumb damage. Cool. It's not bad. Yeah, WUMBA Thorns is not bad. Maybe. It's just we're really squishy like this. So when I put the planner out there, I'll preface that with if you do choose to go with the razor plate, you're gonna significantly it's the glass cannon mode of Thorns. You would think that Thorns would mean that you're actually you would think that Thorns means you're actually more tanky. Funny, the gorilla based build with Thorns is actually the most squishy. Yeah. Cool, yeah, I'm seeing the trillions hit. Yeah, so I would say, yeah, it's doing what it's born to do. Hubris might help. Yeah, I think what they need to do, Zed, is they need to. So how it would change is instead of it blocking attack has a 20% chance to pulse Thorns around you. What I would do is I would say blocking pulses Thorns around you. Thorns damage counts as a gorilla skill, or Thorns counts as a gorilla skill. That's it. There's too much fat. Not fat. Fat's a bad word. There's too many clauses to make this possible, if you know what I mean. Give us 50, okay, I know it's a crazy number, but give us 50,000 Thorns, okay? Gain 50,000 Thorns. Blocking pulses Thorns around you. Thorns damage counts as a gorilla skill. That should be the text. Thorns damage. Not the specific pulse, but Thorns damage. Okay? Then, if it isn't already critting, what they need to do is they need to bake the Zan Ruin back into the Gorilla Spirit Hall. Okay, I always say this. The Eagle Spirit Hall is giving us Storm Feathers, so it's giving us a cast, a damaging cast. It's also giving us Vulnerable Application, and it's also giving us Move Speed. Okay? So every single Spirit Hall should have 3 bonuses, the primary Spirit Hall. So what I would do for Gorilla is attacking with Gorilla skills deals Thorns to enemies hit and grants barrier. So what I would do, maybe how I would change this is attacking with Gorilla skills pulses Thorns or something like that. At this percentage, you get barrier. And then you get, maybe have Thorns can crit, right? Something like that. Or maybe it gives us base Thorns, like you get base 10,000 Thorns. Gorilla skills deal a percentage of your Thorns damage or multiplicative Thorns damage, and you get barrier. And then for the secondary Spirit Hall, what you can have is you get 2, right? So you get vulnerable crit, you get maximum ferocity, gain ferocity, you get healing, and then you get... This is only one. They could update this too. So yeah, increase my maximum resolve stacks, and then maybe when you have at least 5 stacks of resolve, you can you could do something like Thorns can now crit. You gain 30% damage reduction. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what you should do. Something like that. You know? Like the Spirit Halls can be updated. I think they need to be. I always say this, the Eagle Spirit Halls are the best example of a well done Spirit Hall combination. You got the trifecta benefits from the primary, and then you get a vulnerable damage multiplier and crit chance on the secondary. Absolutely huge. Right? This back, evade, claw. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. One of the hidden gems of Armored Hide isn't just the block chance that we get. One of the hidden gems is that when you evade through enemies, we get an active Thorns. Look how much Thorns, 1500% of our Thorns to them. And then activating it does another 1,000 Thorns damage to close enemies. Ah, man, yeah. They need to give us a way to evade weave through enemies again. The evasive Russian Claw, I'm sure, was doing crazy damage when that was around. That'd be a whole other avenue, a whole other build. Yeah, that's what, exactly. Thorns, that's what, when you think Thorns, think Gorilla. If you want to play a Thorns build, you're going Gorilla. You know, that's what you're doing. Well, what's interesting about the WUMBA Charm set is we're getting the primary Spirit Hall for free at 250% potency. That'd be awesome. This makes us a wicked charm set. If the primary Spirit Hall for Gorilla gave us base Thorns, either multiplicative or additive Thorns damage, and then it gave us barrier, that'd be such a great Spirit Hall, man. I don't know. I think there's just so much potential for the class. I think the class is just heavily slept on. I think that's just what's happening. It's just the class is being slept on, and we don't, you know, until they rework some things. And there's so many other things like the Spirit Hall, the Spiritborn Uniques could be reworked as well. I think it'd be a great it'd be great to look at the Spirit Halls of the Uniques of some of the underutilized Uniques, and some of the ones I name almost every live stream are. Let's go over, where are you? Balazans is awesome. I tried doing Poison Balazans, didn't really work too well. Protection of Prime, wicked, unique, heavily underutilized. Craze of the Dead God, wicked, unique, heavily underutilized. Where's the other one here? Yeah, no, not Ring of Midnight. It's the other one. No, not Midnight. Where are you? Do we even have one? We probably do. Oh yeah, Peacemongers. Wicked, unique, heavily underutilized because of the damage multiplier. You need to make that like 100 times damage multiplier. This would be such a cool ring if you did that. I'm trying to think of anything else here. Sepizontic, Rod of Kapaleki is good. Oh, Sunstained. Sunstained War is... I don't even have them. Oh, I have a Mythic Unique version of it. Sunstained War is such an underutilized unique because the other two quarterstaffs are just better. They're just better. It's great when you're using potency skills, but there's not many potency builds right now, right? So this is a heavily underutilized unique as well. I think what happens too is because we only have one weapon, a two-handed weapon, we're kind of overstacked in areas where we need more, right? So I don't know. The Thunder God's issue. So if you read it, lightning damage against close enemies has a 25% chance to grant resolve and deal 200%, 200 times damage. So what happens with the Thunder? So let's say, for Storm Feathers, it's per Storm Feather. So all your Storm Feathers are not going to crit simultaneously. It's only one instance of the Storm Feathers is going to crit before it resets. Right, so you have a 25% chance to deal it, and it's only in one instance. It doesn't happen with all the Storm Feathers. Only one of those Storm Feathers is going to deal that damage. So it's kind of like a gotcha item right now. I found it didn't increase my damage at all when I used it. I think what's happening is you're only getting one instance of that damage multiplier. You're not getting the entire instance of it. But a couple things I want to try before we end the live stream here, because yeah, it's getting pretty late. It's going to be a short live stream tonight, guys. Sorry. Work in the morning and like going to bed at 1:30 in the AM is just is just not a good look. And another thing too, guys, I'm working on loot filters for you guys. I got 2 that are pretty good right now. I'm gonna have all this ready by season 15, and I'll be able to share loot filters in my build guides as well. Yeah, if you guys would like to see this build guide, let me know. I have no problem making it. It's just a matter of relevancy, like if it's relevant, or if you guys think it's too late. If you guys think it's too late in the season to be making build guides, I understand, but I think it might not be a bad idea, but not sure how to purpose it. And so this is glass cannon thorns right here. Definitely. So yeah, it's definitely doing more damage the more we stack thorns, obviously. But we're getting pretty lucky though with the damage reduction right now. Only one like that one ball? What do you mean? What a waste given how rare it is. Wonder if it's a bug. Maybe. Maybe. I didn't notice it increased my damage at all. I mean, the mythic, if there's a mythic version of it, it would be absolutely epic though. It might be worth it if you're getting like 600% damage, or it'd be 30% of 300, so it'd be like 330 something. Pretty good though. try it. See if it's better. So this is going to give us overkill on our block chance, but I want to see if we get those pulses a lot more. I hope that they update maybe one day they'll update those the training dummies, and it'd be really cool to see where the damage is coming from, right? Like where we can kind of do like a we could sit on the pause. We could sit on the training dummy for like, I don't know, we could practice, I don't want to say. Anyways, the training dummy for like 30 minutes, and after 30 minutes of doing damage, we could see like where all the damage is coming from. Like it tells you similar to like World of Warcraft, where all the damage was coming from. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, we're definitely dealing more damage with interdiction on. So that having 100% increased block chance is also giving us 100% yeah, our crit damage is going through the roof, sure. We're very glass cannon. If we're not careful, we could slip pretty quickly. But it's giving that 20% chance to pulse thorns a way higher chance to pulse, because we're 100% blocking. Which is also really good for aspect of redirected force. And all we did was we modified vortex to make enemies vulnerable. I mean, Fell Soothsayers is really good too, though. They're pretty good. We almost did a 3-minute. We moved a little faster. We almost did a 3-minute dungeon. Or pit run. We'll see how far we can go with it, and then we'll call it a night. If you can like just jump into a 125 or 130. Now we really get to see the damage difference here. And see, sometimes you're just gonna see his health get chunked. And it's normal damage is doing a trillion. Ooh. Something cool drop there. What was that? Pants? Ooh. Cool. We got new pants. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's what's happening with Thorns. Like I said, I could be wrong. It might not even be doing what I think it's doing, but you know. Good. Yeah, sorry. I didn't realize I was so low down. Very better. What? Adaptive gorilla stain. What the hell is adaptive gorilla stance? I feel like it's gonna take forever. Watched the new Spider-Man today. It was good overall, but there was some letdowns. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna take my wife to go see it next week on Friday. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, as you know, man. So yeah. If you've seen it, no spoilers. Please. Would you say it's good? Would you say it's good or overhyped? Like, would you say it's better than Across the Spideyverse? Yeah, we could probably push this. It'll just take. It might be near over by the time we're actually done, though. Yeah, we'd probably top out like a 120. I think that's it though. I mean, so far so good. Glass cannon's awesome. I'd rather be safe. We only didn't need Prodigy's tempo. We could probably do a little more damage. I don't know what we'd go. We'd probably go like Infighter or something. Yeah. But I wish they would have used. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have a funny feeling we know who she is. I heard some guy like spoiled it. Like one of the people that are like made some guy that made a song for the thing kind of like spoiled it in an interview. But I think we kind of already knew who she was. But I'm not gonna say it. I just have a feeling I know who she is. I think we all know who she is. I'm just gonna sell these at this point because I just want to try one thing. I was hoping that she played Farsa. Yeah, no problem. I'm pretty sure everyone has a good idea. Some guy like at an interview or something spoiled it. Everyone's like, "What a guy!" Yeah, it's protein heart. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Protein heart's just the best. So why I was trying Wushu Nakpa is because Wushu Nakpa makes the protector a defensive skill, and the kinetic suppression gives defensive skills a damage multiplier. Oh, it still works. Interesting. Almost doing 1 billion damage. Interesting. Maybe something to play with here. Well, yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it night here. Just gotta go to bed. I gotta do stuff in the morning, but you know, just to recap, we yeah, I gotta go to bed. I got work tomorrow. But just to recap here, we went over the WUMBA Thorns. This is kind of like the final version of it. What I'll do is I'll probably make a build planner for it, just to I'll just make the build planner for it. Maybe I'll publish it. Maybe I'll make a video of it. Honestly, for me, guys, it's all about like helping the community out and like showing us that there's more builds than just the builds that we have presented, and that, you know, it's all about having fun when playing Diablo 4. So I might very well just make the build and make a better version of it come season 15 if they do choose to buff it in season 15 for Thorns damage, that is, for Spiritborn. We also went over the patch notes. Looks cool. It looks like season 15 is going to be an interesting one. They're adding new stuff to the game. Or I'm sure we're going to see some stuff about it at BlizzCon as well. And I don't know. I think they really need to buff the Spiritborn, or just give the Spiritborn some much needed love. I feel like we've just been kind of in the shadows since the expansion launched, and you know, I got all the power to them. You know, I know there's a lot to manage there with, like, you know, so many classes being in the game, but you know, Spiritborn can need some much Spiritborn needs love. That's all I'm trying to say. And what I'm going to do is for the PTR testing on season 14, or sorry, season 15, for the PTR itself, I'm going to test the crap out of the Spiritborn, and I'm going to provide feedback, whether it's with regards to the season itself or whether it's just with regards to the Spiritborn. I'm going to just kind of try and make a massive note on what I think is going to be the best and what we could possibly do, and really do so like a written page on something that we can maybe see better for the Spiritborn in ways that we can buff it. It would be really cool to see if maybe I do actually, you know, if I actually keep submitting feedback, maybe one day they'll actually see it and consider it. And yeah, considering the patch notes that we're seeing, again, it's all hypothetical. It's all the PTR. You know, we'll hold our breath and we'll wait to see what they actually do when it comes to release of the of season 15. But yeah, lots of testing to do coming up. I'm still going to be running it back on the Spiritborn. I want to learn this class through and through. But let me tell you guys, if they ever drop the monk class, I'll be so done with Spiritborn. I can't wait till they drop the monk class. I'm trying to manifest it. That's why I'm saying it like it's coming. But, you know, there's no actual... you know, there's no actual word on the monk class coming to Diablo 4, but if they do drop the monk class for Diablo 4, or they do like surprise us at BlizzCon with the announcement, guys, I would play monk so fast. I love Spiritborn, but monk's where my heart's at. It's the class I started playing the Diablo game at in the first place with in Diablo 3. So I would love to see that class make a comeback. But in the meantime, guys, we're gonna run it back on the Spiritborn and try and get the best out of the Spiritborn as well. Thank you for everyone that came through to the live stream tonight. Thank you so much. If you like, subscribe, everything helps the channel, guys. And again, you don't have to, but if you did, thank you so much. All I recommend that you do is you turn on notifications. That way, if you enjoy the live streams in the video, every time I post a video or I go live, you guys know about it right away, and you guys have a front row seat. So that's all I ever really recommend. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming through, and thanks for you know, showing support in any way possible, man. This is a dream to be able to do content creation, and maybe one day I'll be able to do it full time, and we could hang out a lot more. But until that dream is achieved, you know, I'm gonna keep running it back and running these live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So you guys will see me next Saturday. Yeah, come through, come chat. If you guys have questions about Spiritborn or anything Diablo 4 related, please feel free to let me know. Also, I always include my Battle.net tag in the live streams. It's pinned there on the screen. So if you need help with anything in Diablo 4, online or offline or whatever the case may be, let me know. I'll be sure to help. I love helping the community, man, and that's what I love doing when it comes to YouTube, is helping people. So thank you guys so much, man. I'm going to call it here, guys. I'm your bro Jadiro. Sign up for now. Peace.